name is Tyrone Brown Jr. And of course, I got my main man, 100 grand, Jackie Roper Jr. from Indianapolis. What's happening, Jack?
Hey, what's going on, Tyrone? How you doing today, baby?
Man, it's all good, man. We coming real hard today, man. Not that we don't do it all the time, but tonight is special, man. Man, what's been going on with you in the net?
Boy, busy, staying focused, staying working, trying to keep my blood pressure down. Man, happy, man. It's a new year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just trying to keep everything focused, man. But I'm feeling good. Feeling good.
That's it, man. Well, I'm excited tonight. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to all of you that are listening. Whether you're listening or watching on Facebook, whether you're watching on our website, whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch. Look, thank you so much for tuning in. Also, whatever radio station that you are listening or tuning into right now, thank you again. It is so appreciated. I got to give a big shout out to Fox Glen Marketing. Man, they coming with it. They banging, man. Look, all the way from Indianapolis, all the way to Gary, Indiana. And so, man, look, for all of your producing and videography, for all of your needs, get to Fox Glen Marketing today. All right. And so I'm so happy to be a part of this program today, and just to give you some insight on tonight's topics. We got two big ones. We have two big ones today. The first one is, the right to privacy, privacy rights. And we're gonna start on that tonight, talking about your privacy rights. Now, I know that, we got all of this technology that's out in the world, and we got these, big satellites out in space, and they're able to look down and zone in on a specific person or a specific building, specific group. But check this out. Is it really privacy if technology is taking it to where now it can be, you can be zoned in to, all of these buildings, and you can see through buildings, right? And so not just that, not just privacy, in your own home, but I'm talking about your informational privacy. And so, Jack, I want you to jump in with this, because we gonna give some hard information like we always do. We inform people, of the things that we are talking about, that we just ain't over here milly mouthing. This is information that they can take with them, and they can apply it to their daily lives.
It is. It's true, man. But you be scaring the hell out of me sometimes with these topics you be dropping on me, Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? I sit there and say, hey, Tyrone, man, what's the subject for tonight? You'll do your research and then hit me with it. And it really makes me put on my thinking cap and have to go in to see what's our topic's going to be about. Like you say, your key words is milly mouthing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to use that for 2022. The key word for 2022, y'all, is don't be out here milly mouthing.
That's it.
What you want to talk about before you talk about it. So,
that's it, man.
Thing, man, with the privacy rights, you know what I mean? You hit the head, the nail right on the head, because a lot of people sit here and say, "Oh, I don't want them peeping in on me." But if you own a phone,
yeah,
they know your movement. They know time you go to bed. They know time you wake up. They even calculate how many cups of water you drink per day.
Yes,
man.
Sir.
A lot of people don't know that there's a health app that's on there. They can monitor your blood pressure and all of that. And even if you had an Apple Watch on, it can alert them to let you know that you are having some issues. To me, some of this technology is beneficial. And it
Yeah.
all depends on what you're doing in your life that you will sit here and say, well, I don't know, want no one intruding in on my life. Because if you don't stay out in a cabin in the woods by yourself, and truthfully, that's still not secure because there's a satellite over your head that you don't even see. So really cutting yourself off to the world and having privacy rights is like far, man, it's over with. You know what I mean? There's movies that they put out 15, 20 years ago, Eagle Eye, and it was showing you just walking down the street and your image was captured by every camera.
Yeah.
Where now that's what they do. If you commit a crime, they look at the cameras that's in the area of the neighborhood to trace you back to where you left from. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Plus,
Yep.
some, I don't call people dummies. I'm trying to come up with the term, but I'm not that intelligent myself, Tyrone. So I'm gonna say some people don't use the intelligent, will commit a crime with a cell phone that's in their pocket and will be pinged that they was not at that location. So I just don't really understand it. Privacy rights, what you fighting for is them not to invade, I guess, in your home because it can get twisted with the privacy rights thing, you know,
Yeah.
taking away certain things from you and stuff like that. But if you are one to think that you are just living a private life, you're really not. You're being monitored constantly, every day, all day, from every device that you have. And most jobs now require you to have a technological device. So
Yeah.
really caught, man.
Yeah. And then on top of that, Jackie, like, and I know we ain't gonna get all into vaccine and all of that
Mhm.
because we discussed that already. But check this out. Most people they wanna get finicky about the vaccine, talking about is nanotechnology.
Yeah.
But yet, here it is, you got a smart TV,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Not only do you got a smart TV, you got smartphones.
Yes, sir.
Then on top of that, you clocking in, and more than likely at this point in time, the top notch jobs, you putting your fingerprint on that on that timer so that it can alert that you are there,
Yeah.
or you're putting a code that's strictly tied to you that you're putting in, that they know your every move. Whenever you use a credit card, they know your movements. And who am I talking about? They. I'm talking about the federal government. I'm talking about whoever has access to all of those records. I'm talking about your social security number, all of those things. And we're so concerned, about a vaccine. And like I've said before, if they really wanted to kill us, they know right where we at.
I mean,
They could just come and take us.
but you can't sit here and say that you don't want to get into that topic about the vaccination and the nanotechnology because it is true. It is one of those things that kept me away from the vaccine prior to.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Oh, they have this nanotechnology that they're putting into it and blah, blah, blah. Tyrone, as you research this stuff and as as this situation outlives us,
yeah,
what's going to happen is nanotechnology might be beneficial to us to know that you have any issues to where the doctor might be able to fix them prior to. You
yeah,
see what I mean?
yeah,
Pre-existing conditions might be discovered if you're not scared. So the choice of having the nanotechnology placed with the shot, you know what I'm saying, is up to person's choice. That will
yes,
be to someone's choice if that was available. I'm gonna say this: as I was younger, I probably would be against it, but as I get older, I wouldn't mind a technology to say, "Hey, Jack, if you eat a little bit better, you might not have a stroke or a health scare." You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
in my case and condition, I would want to take the option of using nanotechnology in my mid 40s going on to see if I can live to my 80s or 90s. You see what
Yes,
I'm saying?
indeed.
So it's different for everybody, man. And like you said, if they really wanted to, everybody buys drinking water.
There you go.
And I don't know why people just don't realize I don't give a care if it's a bottled water or your faucet water. I've been seeing stuff on TikTok to where people are taking lighters and putting it to the faucet, and you're seeing
Yep.
the gas come off of it. If they
Yes,
wanted
sir.
to, it would already be in you. You wouldn't
Look,
even know.
check this. Check this. Now, I'm already looking into even the Constitution, our constitutional rights. Okay, that's how deep it goes. All right, our constitutional rights. Now, the right to privacy often means the right to personal autonomy or the right to choose whether or not to engage in certain acts or have certain experiences. Watch this. Several amendments to the U.S. Constitution have been used in varying degrees of success in determining a right to personal autonomy. Now, there are some amendments, but the Constitution itself, it's supposed to be our governing law. Okay? It's supposed to be our governing law. But watch this. If laws are changed or tweaked, then what does it say? Are our laws or rights really our laws or our rights? Or are they in the hands of somebody else that can really make laws and make amendments? That's what I'm getting to. Privacy rights, it can be changed. And we're gonna get that later on, in the next topic, because I'm telling you, this is gonna be a full night tonight.
Yeah, we got a comment from Steph.
Sure.
She says, "Why is everybody talking about the negative about technology? Technology can be really helpful, especially for the hard of hearing, deaf, nonverbal, or even people that have speech problems.
Yep.
So much good about technology these days. I always hear the negative about technology, but never hear the good." And it's so
Yep.
true. Thank you, Steph, for commenting. Thank you for being a viewer always.
Definitely. But check this out. Now, here are some here are some amendments. The First Amendment protects the privacy of beliefs. Okay? It protects the privacy of beliefs. The Third Amendment protects the privacy of the home against the use of it for housing soldiers. Now get all of these amendments right. The Fourth Amendment protects privacy against unreasonable searches. Now, has the Fourth Amendment right? Have all of these amendments been tampered with? So now that we are losing less and less foundation of our Constitution, I'm not actually saying anything. I'm asking a question, because those people that are out there, you're wondering, well, what do I have rights to? A lot of people, they don't even know the Constitution. And actually, before I started this show, I really didn't even, go into my constitutional rights like I should. I knew a few of, the laws that govern, society, but I did not know. And what you don't know, it will kill you. It will hurt you. It will set you in bondage. If you don't know, then guess what? Sometimes we only know in part because that's all we want to know. But there are those of us that we have to study in order to engage in our lives fully. This man, this thing goes really deep. Now check this out. This is another amendment. This is actually the Fifth Amendment. The Fifth Amendment protects against self-incrimination, which in turn protects the privacy of personal information. Now, if you understand what that means, your social security number is supposed to be private. All right? Nobody else is supposed to have that information. But because we put it on credit cards, because we put it on property, because we put it on these different things, guess what? Our information is out there. And what are they doing with our information? That's how identity theft is now present, fully. It's fully present because now we're putting our information out there because we want certain things. Now, look at this. Watch this. The Ninth Amendment says that the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage other rights retained by the people. What is that saying, Jack? Look, I'm about to read the rest of it. This has been interpreted as justification for broadly reading the Bill of Rights to protect privacy in ways not specifically provided in the first 8 amendments. So what it's saying is the Ninth Amendment is being used to hide information or to hide rights that we normally would have rights to. Now it's being used to hide other amendments. So now we're constantly coming up with amendments to the amendments to the amendment. Like, watch this. If you water down pop, how long is it going to be pop? Right? How long is it going to be pop if you water it down? It's not going to be pop for long. It's the same thing with all of these different changes in the law. How many times is it going to change before it really ain't no law? Y'all, are you understanding this, Jack?
Yeah, it always changes so it can fit the government standards.
Correct. And now, here it is. We don't have, look, the foundation that this country was built on, in God we trust. Did you notice that they took that off of the money? They're taking that off of the money because now we have allowed other people to come in and tell us what our laws or our government is going to do to allow them to live in the United States.
And they took
they
took it out to schools as well. And
they took it out to schools, if I'm not mistaken, in the 60s. And here it is, Jack, if we keep on watering down pop, how long will it be pop? We can't keep doing this. We can't keep watering down laws because where there is no law, there is no transgression. And so where there is no transgression, everybody gets to live exactly how they want to live. And then murder becomes just another thing.
Yeah,
all right? Incest becomes another thing. We might as well not prosecute even people that rape kids. If that's the way we're going, we may not We should not even prosecute them. And I'm not saying that's right. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, if we allowing everything, then everything have to roll. Everything have to go.
But you got to think about it when you get to even talking about that, their rights. Some people get less time for child molestation than they do for or rape than they do for selling a nickel bag on the street.
Yep.
You see
But
what I'm saying?
let's look at that.
You put the harm on someone's life. You rape someone or you molested a child, and you get 1.5 years to 2 when someone sold a rock of cocaine and gets 5.
Yeah.
So the rights have always been misconstrued, and sometimes, is a black and white line of rights as well.
Yeah.
What's right for you ain't right for what's right for me ain't right for you.
Right.
So now I'm gonna bend and change the rights when you're in front of me. That's why I don't understand how come the system is set up to where people don't get the equal time for the same amount of crimes, because all the crimes are the same. None of the crimes change.
Yeah.
They really have no structure of what your consequences is going to be the same amount across the board. You see what I'm saying? It's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Me and you can commit the same crime, but you probably get less time than I do.
Yep. Yep.
We didn't do it together.
Right.
But you did the same crime on the east side of town that I did on the west side of town. No conspiracy to it. Me and you did not collaborate. We was just, but your time will be lesser, maybe because of the variables that you got, such as a good lawyer, attorney.
Right. Right. But see, Jackie, this is where it's not, it's not fair anymore. The laws have been watered down so much until it's almost like this. When you draw a line in pencil, across a piece of paper, and then you go back and erase it, you can kind of tell that there's a line. But then when you get some white out, then there is no more line. And that's what we've been doing. We've been whiting out what we believe and starting over from clear to now. There is really where is the law? Where is the foundation of the law? And I'm not saying all of these acts are right that people are doing out here. But what I'm saying is we keep giving everybody what they want instead of staying constant and staying consistent. Then we want to say, well, now I got to be lenient where it's supposed to be hard. Like all of these people that that killed, all murderers and all of those things, if I got the right lawyer, they can have the case thrown out. And everybody know that you murdered them, whether it's a drug dealer or a celebrity or whatever. Everybody know. Now there's people that they try to make examples out of, but the law has been watered down so much until there's really no foundation of a law. And now we're left looking at each other, wondering what we can get away with. And that's sad, Jack. That's sad. Because because you live in Indianapolis and because I live in Gary, is it okay to speed? I mean, is that cool? Is it okay to speed? And I understand each state has a standard on their laws or on their rules, but yet the same things keep on happening. crime keeps going up because there's not a regulation on the law. Crime keeps on going up, and then guess what? Now people are in chaos, and it's all kind of confusion because now all I got to do is get me a good lawyer, and now I can get off, or I can get less time than anybody that have ever done it before. What kind of stuff is that? That's why I look at this, Jack, and I don't really understand it, man. Even as a United States citizen, look, the right to privacy is most often cited in the due process. It is most recognized in the due process, but people are not even doing the due process anymore. I mean, you used to be innocent until proven guilty. Now, because of the age of technology, you got phones, you got cameras, you got satellites, and now you got people's input that say you guilty. Regardless, even in sports, look, you could not be a part of the game, and then once you're there, in the crowd, let's just say you lean over the banister and catch a ball. Now you got to leave because now you have infringed on the rules of the game. It's funny that everybody else has rules and laws, but we keep changing ours. We keep changing our foundation to now fit what other people feel like is okay. And I don't understand it, man. I really don't. It really baffles me to really think that I'm a citizen of the United States. I was born and raised here in the United States of America, but yet I really have to ask myself, am I still a free man? Because people's rights, my rights, are being infringed on because every year or every couple of years, laws are being changed to fit what people want instead of doing what's right. And that's insane, man. That's insane. Jack, I know.
We've been asking ourselves that though for years,
Yeah,
even about freedom, just because of us black people, man. That was always our rights. We feel like we haven't even had equal rights. You know what I'm
right,
saying? And
right.
so driving down the street or going different places and people saying, do you belong here? You know what I mean? So um it's been a long time coming for us to even have or even feel like some of these constitutional rights even applied for us. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
First Amendment, Third Amendment, all the amendments you read, and as you read them, they skipped over the one that everybody talks about the most. It's the Second Amendment.
yeah,
If anybody knows any amendment, they holler it out. My right to
yeah,
bear arms,
yeah.
that's it. Like you just read them, nobody knows any other one but the second.
That's it. That's it.
So,
Because everybody want to protect themselves
yeah,
because they feel like they are not protected.
by the
And
people who's applying these laws.
that's what I'm getting at.
So keep educating them because as I listened to you read them off, I said, let me just hold this back because and on this, I'm going to pull it up again. Let me pull it up for you. You went, and this is the research that me and you have done, and you pulled it up. They went from the first to the third to the fourth to the fifth to the ninth. They let the second out because that's the main focus of the whole constitutional, where more people put and rely in that Constitution is I have the right to bear arms. So even with all of this pandemic going on, they're still fighting for that. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Regardless, if they shut this down, I
Yeah.
need to protect myself from my government.
Yeah.
We just had a coup attempt on Congress because people felt like the next president coming in wasn't the one that they wanted.
Yep.
So they felt like their rights was being taken away.
Yep.
You see
Yep.
what I'm saying?
But see, what they did is, even then, they played on the law to now incite violence. And I look, to get into that, man, we'd be here a whole nother hour. But
Yeah.
again, we're victims because of the fact that we keep allowing our laws to change every single time, and we say nothing about it.
But just like what you're saying, I know we can't get into it, but that's what they was finna do. Attempt
Yeah,
to change the law,
yeah,
which we've
yeah,
never seen it being done before. But in our lifetime, we got to see half of America try to go and change the laws in Congress. Everything that you're talking about is what proceeded to happen at the Capitol.
yep. Exactly 1 year ago, a little bit over. Well, it was 1 year ago, a couple of days ago.
And that's not even what our conversation was about, but I'm hearing everything you saying. And if you don't add that factor into these amendment rights and the control and all of this stuff, this is all what led that march on the
Yes,
Capitol because
yes,
of what you're saying. It can
yes,
happen again because that people feel like their rights are being taken away. You see
yep,
what I'm saying?
yep.
The president, it's like a lot of people don't realize the president, he's an intern, is what people don't realize.
That's it.
The president is an intern. The
That's
country
it.
is being ran by more than the president because this man has 4 years, maybe 8, and the country still has to go.
Yep,
So
yep,
he's really a front face for the United States. We're not in a democracy or a country where I'm gonna sit here until I die,
yeah,
and then my son gonna come and take over.
yeah,
You see, it's not no
yeah,
generational here in the United States, which give us the right to vote and stuff like that.
right.
But the president is an intern. The laws is set. He can't even really basically change any of them.
But see, the thing is, he has the influence. He has the influence to make change. But see, when you get somebody, oh man, now I gotta go there. When you get somebody that ain't right mentally, and you got a whole lot of mentally unstable people, then guess what? All they're gonna do is side with the best person that they think is right. They ain't gonna look, they ain't gonna even do no investigation. All they want to do is carry out their own agenda. That's it. That's all. They don't care about nothing else.
That's what that whole situation in that 4 years was. It was how much money can I make while this guy is in office?
Yep.
How much will I benefit off of the businessman, not the politician?
Yeah.
It was more of a feeding frenzy to me where they was trying to figure out how the rich can get richer
Yeah.
and not really bring the country together.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It
Man,
was a whole divide and conquer.
it was.
It was a
It
whole
was.
divide and conquer strategy.
It was. It
That's all
was.
it was. You know,
Yeah, let's
and
stay
here
on
it is.
that.
Here it is. They didn't realize, number one, this man is not a multi-billionaire for nothing. He is smart in business, and he did know how to divide and conquer. He's not a dummy. But what he is he's a lunatic. He's a mental case. And see, when you have a billionaire that is a mental case, then you better be on the lookout. And guess what? Everybody fell for the banana in the tailpipe because they knew that Hillary was going to win. And guess what? People stopped going to vote because they really didn't care who won. But guess what? After he got in office, oh, they cared. That's why people came out in droves because they wanted him out.
Had to get
And then America spoke its piece because they knew that this man had a mental blockage.
Yeah.
So look, man, we gotta we gotta get out of here, and we gotta go to a commercial break, real quick. And when we come back, we gonna start on the next topic. But look, put your comments in. Put your comments in. We will be able to read them at a different time. If you have not had a chance to research, do your research. All right, go through and look at the laws for yourself and know that they're ever changing. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Don't you move. Don't touch that dial. This is the Life Show. I'm Tyrone Brown Jr. That's Jackie Roper Jr. We're coming right back in a minute. What's up, everybody? My name is Tyrone Brown Jr.
And I'm Jackie Roper Jr.
Look, this Junior, man. Hey, let's get it. What we're coming to you today is talking about marketing and advertising. Look, Foxland Marketing is at your service for all of your podcasting, marketing, and advertising needs. Look, contact us at the number below. You won't regret it.
We got two numbers. We got a 219 number and we got a 317 number. If you need to talk to Tyrone Brown for the Gary, Indiana area, please reach out to him. This is a partnership that we are working from Gary to Indianapolis to develop small businesses, to make sure that we can get y'all creative marketing and small business development going. Podcasts, all of that, man. Whatever you got going, talk to us, let us know. We got a great following. We are trying to build together to where everybody friends become friends, to where you can reach out to the masses.
Definitely. So you don't want to miss. Look, Foxland Marketing and the Life Show. We about to go up. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr.
And I'm Jackie Roper Jr.
Look, keep it locked. Stay consistent.
Here we come, baby.
That was good.
That was a good one.
My name is Tyrone Brown Jr. And of course, my main man, 100 grand man, Mr. Jackie Roper Jr. from the Indianapolis area.
Up that town. GI.
Yes, sir. Look, man, we just got finished with our first half, and it took a little bit longer than we normally do, but that's all good. All we're doing is presenting information so that people can go and do the research themselves. Look, it's going to be times where we won't be able to cover all of the information. But look, we're putting it out there so that it will be right in front of your face, and you can then take action with the information that you have. And so with this next, about 20 minutes, we're going to cover even marriage equality. Now, this is big. I'm married. Coming up next month, it'll be 16 years for me. And I know everything has not, gone, peaches and roses. We have had some ups and downs. We have had some disagreements. But this is a whole nother turn of events. And I'm bringing this to you, ladies and gentlemen, because now we have something on the table that's beyond. And as we spoke in the first half, talking about the laws changing, well, this is a part of it. This is a part of the laws changing. Now, I got to give this to you. In 2015, the Marriage Equality Act made same-sex marriage legal everywhere in the United States and was later upheld by the Supreme Court. Now look at this. Now let me make this let me make this into or give this disclaimer. I don't hate anyone. Let me say that again. I don't hate anyone. Look, everybody is entitled to do whatever they want to do, whatever they can get away with. All right. But I'm talking about, the standard, the foundation of what this country and this world was made on. And just like this, if it's not productive, then what is it good for? Okay. And look, I understand, people want to do what they want to do. That's cool. But if it's not productive, then exactly what are you leaning towards? What are you getting into? If it's not productive, why should you take part in it? Right? Production, it means positivity. Not just positivity, but it yields results. It does. It yields results. And so I wanted to bring these things up so that, we can have a better understanding. Now, check this out. Even so, the rights of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer, which is at the LGBTQ plus individuals to marry, still led to heated debates, especially within religious communities. For me, this ain't got nothing to do with religion. I don't like religion anyway. Okay, I'm not one of them religious dudes. But I will say this: if it ain't about productivity, then what is it about? Is it about your own ego or what you want to do or what? That's a topic for a whole nother time. But look, I'm trying to stay on the topic. Those who support marriage equality believe gender and sexual orientation should not affect access to rights under the law, including marriage rights. They believe all couples deserve access to the same recognition, legal rights, and tax benefits. Now, we were just talking about rights.
Where's this source at, Tyrone?
This is from the bestschools.org, the magazine. This was an insert, but it had so much information in there. And so look, here it is. This is a big thing. Now, again, this had nothing for me. This has nothing to do with religion. Religion is the farthest thing from my mind. But what I will say is this. All right? God created Adam and Eve. All right? If Adam and Eve could have populated the world, if Adam and Steve could have populated the world, I would have been cool. All right? I would have been all good. If Eve and Eva had been able to populate the world, I would have been all good, because then they got the same rights as God gave Adam and Eve, because then now they're able to produce, right? Now watch this. Now our laws say that a criminal cannot have the same rights as somebody who hasn't done time, right? Why? How? Okay, let's put it like this. As a as a criminal, as somebody who has done prison time, all right, They can't get good jobs. Why? Because they known as a felon, right? They're known as a criminal. They're known. There's certain jobs that you cannot get as a criminal. So why not make it equal across the board?
We got a
Okay?
comment.
If you
We got a comment. Stephanie says, I'm not a religious person either. Love is love. Just like they say, love has no color.
what was the comment, Jackie?
Stephanie says, I'm not a religious person either. Love is love. Just like they say, love has no color.
No, I get that. I get love has no color. But watch this. Let me just turn it around for all of those that are naysayers. If that's the case, then why don't we give the underprivileged or the handicapped, those that are, social misfits, why we don't give them good jobs? Now let's take it there. If that's the case, why everybody ain't no equal plane? Okay, let's take it there, because if everybody is on equal plane, then everybody should get treated the same. But everybody ain't, because actually that's what we doing. We putting everybody on equal plane. We putting every relationship on equal plane, right? And so that that cannot create and produce. Now, of course, you can, take care of a child. You can raise them, but then where does procreation come in? And that's a lot of, the part of it.
Man, you trying to
Like,
get us canceled, man.
huh?
I say you
What
trying
was
to get
that?
us canceled, man.
No, I'm not trying to get
But
us
I hear
canceled.
what you saying. I totally hear what you saying, Tyrone. You know what I'm saying?
No, what the thing is, what I'm saying behind this, Jack, is that I'm not trying to pee on nobody, as they say. I'm not. People deserve, they got the right to do whatever they want to.
Yeah.
But then we need to make it equal across the board. Now, what has happened is, as they say, the alphabet people, what they have done is they have infiltrated the law. And so when they've infiltrated the law, now it has been said that now they're equal to someone of same sex. And so I'm looking at it, because now we got criminals, now we got those that are less fortunate. If that's the case, we got this lottery, all of that. Why people are playing the lottery? Why don't you just give families money if that's the case? Is it? I mean,
I
we
never.
doing all of this stuff for what? For what mindset, or for what purpose? Because again, this not just it's not just me just going off on a soapbox. I'm trying to understand where this country is going. I'm trying to understand the direction. Okay? And whenever you have life, it is the opposite of death. The life show is bringing information to help us open up our eyes.
We got a
That's
comment from Jason.
Go
Uh,
ahead.
he, he says, I respect the courts, but the Supreme Courts is only that of the Supreme of the courts. It is not the supreme being. It cannot overrule God when it comes to the prayer, and when it comes to life, and when it comes to the sanctity of marriage. The, the court cannot change what God has created. So what he's saying is, you're right. The court doesn't make the ruling of the creation of God.
Yeah.
And I hear what you're saying by the change of everything. But when you look at it, if it was to be that way, we would not be here. And I hear what you're saying also as well. People, you do what you want to do. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You live by how you want to live, because Jackie judges none.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't either.
Right.
But when it comes to be making changes in certain laws, then you got to go back and make change that's right for everyone. Because
Yep.
just like you say, you know, some people are changing. Tyrone, this is what I got to say. Everybody's mind is not on a perfect plane of thinking.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? You have some foul people out here that does some foul things. And so therefore don't conform to everything. Make sure there's reason behind it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I hear what you're saying, because my guy Dave is getting tagged right now for the things that he say just because he doesn't understand it. And
Right.
it's just because someone feels a certain way, they are able to say, this is how I feel, but
Yes.
that's not the chemistry of what it is.
Yeah.
So how about Jackie? Is what he's saying. If I felt a certain way today, am I able to wake up and just say that and change that? It's not chemistry possible for me to do it.
Right.
But I hear what everybody else say, the love. Hey, you can love this person. You know what I'm saying? And if man loves man, and that's your way that you and how you love. And if
Right.
this woman loves this woman, and that's how you love.
But don't
But
make it a law.
don't make it a law. But I also hear what you're saying too. What's is happening with a lot of this is, to me, is an overflow into our kids, man. My
Right.
son,
Right.
the cartoons right now, the
Right.
girl on girl kissing, and my
Right.
daughter's only 6 years old. So I
Right.
feel like they're not saying, hey, it's a choice anymore. It's not what I chose to do. I'm going to make my choices on you as well. I'm going to put it into your brain and let you say, this is right. This
Yeah.
is how it's supposed to be. And it's really not. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
because you do that. Keep
Yes,
your stuff
sir.
behind closed doors, or keep it in your way. But you
Yeah.
don't have to impede that. More and more shows are showing more toxic sexual relationships like that before they show black and white couples.
Exactly. But see, that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting to, Jack. See, again, it's being over sensationalized. And then in the school now is teaching about same sex and not going with a genderless role.
But at the same
What?
time, that has surpassed racism and educating on racism.
Yeah,
And
man,
so
come on
therefore,
now.
you
There you
still have
go.
same sex. You're pushing for same sex, but it's still racism involved in that. And if we haven't
Yeah,
got past one issue, how can we get to the next issue? You see
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
And it's like, my thing is this, man. No BS. When I was 16 years old, I worked at Long John Silver's in Hammond. The manager, you know what I'm saying, was LGB, and he had a guy that he wasn't dating, you know what I mean? But they both was, I don't know what to call it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know what to call it. But they was cool as shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
I judge no one. But
Yep.
don't try to smack me on my. But one time, I could see that a motherfucker looked at me, you know what I mean, in a sexual way. And that's when it parted ways, because you withheld that, and then I caught you. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? And you know I'm not like that. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? So there comes the uncomfortable part in it for me. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't judge you. I didn't pass judgment off on you. But as soon as I turn my back, I see you grab at my cheeks. You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right. But that's what is giving, people like that the boldness to do that, to make those gestures, because now the laws have changed the perception to where now I feel comfortable even making a pass at a straight man or even a straight woman.
But you can't now do that. A man can't whistle or wink at a woman without it being some type of a way, or he's a dog. I seen
Come
a
on, man.
commercial. Hold on. I seen a commercial today. I just saw this commercial, and it was Medusa. And she was walking through the club, and she got some glasses because she didn't want to turn the people into stone. She was
Yep.
at a table with a bunch of girls, and the bartender winked at the table.
Yep.
And she turned that man into
Into
stone.
stone. I saw it. I
So
saw
now
it.
my thing is this: is that a bunch of women at the table that don't want that commercial is misleading?
Come on, man.
Because a man winking at a woman, because we don't know what to say to you no more.
Right.
So how do we pick you up? How do we know that you are wanting a man or wanting a woman? I
Right.
was listening to the Ricky Smiley show.
Yeah.
And I guess someone on that show, they was talking about Tiffany Haddish putting out an application for a dating site. And
Right.
Gary sit there and said, well, she's not politically correct because she did not open it up for women to accept the application. But the women on the show said, no, you're wrong. That's not what she's looking for.
Right.
Why does she has to be open for everybody if she's not looking for a female partner? But you want to be inclusive. But some things you can't be inclusive in.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be included in all of the reindeer games, man.
There you go. But see, that's what I'm getting to, Jackie. A lot of times we taking it too far. We taking our liberties for granted. And look, I get it that people want to live their lives the way that they want to, and that's cool. But why do we gotta make it a law, bro? Why? Because now all of a sudden you feeling some kind of way because now your lifestyle is not accepted. Well, welcome to the club. When convicts, when people that are in prison, that's the way that they feel. When I mean, because they have been, they have been frowned on, they have been looked down on.
You're right.
That's how pedophiles, that's how they feel. They have been frowned on, they have been looked down on, they have been rejected. And so, what are we doing? What direction are we going? Why are we allowing other countries or other people from other countries to come in to change the direction that we were founded on? I don't get that. That's against, that's against humanality. And this ain't got nothing to do with Bible. All right, this ain't got nothing to do with religion. Again, like I said, I can't stand religion. But at the same time, if it ain't productive, then what are we doing, bruh? What are we doing? And I know a lot of people, they don't like this. They don't like this kind of talk because then what it says is, well, they won't accept me no more. I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I said is why we got to keep making it a law.
Let me make a quick comment. And you're right about that. A lot of people, because I'm not a homophobe or anything by that, man. I'm the type of guy to say, man, live your life. You know what I'm saying? I do have gay friends. You do what you want to do. My thing is don't bring that in on me. You see what I'm saying? Don't influence my kids. Let me make sure that they make their decision because I don't know which way they're going to go. I try to look at my daughters and say, man, all right, well, it'd probably be cool if she is, because then I ain't gonna have no grandbabies. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to see how this world is changing my kids, man.
Right.
And have to be accepting to it. I know we're running out of time, man. I'm gonna close by just saying, man, I always appreciate your conversation. Go ahead and take it from here, man.
Man, definitely, man. Look, I appreciate everyone. And I know we didn't dig all the way into it, but look, I got to say this. We bring information so that now it can make you think about your choices because we're thinking about our choices. That's why we bringing these topics, these subjects to the forefront to make everybody think as to say why. All right. Now, your why don't have to be my why, but you do have to have a reason for doing the things that you do. All right.
Did you want to run over? Are you good? What's the deal?
Man, we can go over. We can go over this. This is
our
nothing,
show.
man. Because look, you know how I am, Jack.
We didn't get into the marriage equality. Like, so I feel like we can still run a half and talk about marriage equality and talk about those topics that we said that we was gonna talk about and cap it on off. So go ahead, let's get to the marriage equality, because there's some things in there that I probably want to touch on as well. So let's go.
Look, we gonna stay over. We gonna stay over, and I know this is probably becoming a routine of staying over, but I'm gonna tell y'all like this: if we don't give this information, then people gonna think it's still okay, and it's not. It's just like this: if there was a neighborhood robber in your neighborhood, are you gonna sit there and watch the neighborhood get robbed? Or are you going to call the authorities and say, look, is somebody out here trying to get into all of our houses? Because what if it come down to you? Then what? Okay? People got to think about these decisions, man, before they make them. Because look, we live in a society that stuff is changing all the time. You know what? And like I said in the beginning, if we keep on watering down pop, then how much longer is it going to be pop? It's not. And so that's my mindset. It's not to shame anyone. It's not to exclude anyone. It's not to look down on anyone, but it's to say, man, look, your life is your life. But we can't keep making laws that we're going to regret later on in life. Because if we make a change in this law, guess what? Our children gonna come along and then they're gonna want to make a change because of the way that they feel. This ain't how things go. We don't just change laws because of the way we feel. We change laws because of it has character. It has integrity, and we want to make sure that everyone around us keeps the same integrity and character all the way around. I know this ain't popular. I know people don't like this kind of talk, but it's still right. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. You know what? Let's stop trying to make wrong right. And I'm not talking about, what you do, with your dip. I'm not talking about that. But what I am talking about, look, if that's the case, why don't we just make it legal for people to marry more than one wife? Right? If that's the case, because this is how I feel.
Talk about that. That's the truth, though. My thing is this: if you're gonna make that right, how come that's not right?
That's what I'm saying. At.
Because truthfully, though, that's becoming more and more of a topic. But you're speaking on something that's right. How can you sit here and say, okay, Dave and Dave can get married, and Sheila can get married, but I can't marry two women. They both want to marry me. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
What's the problem in that? But that's okay. So
what you're doing is opening up Pandora's box. You're going to
open up the door of hell.
Look, it's too late to close it because you opened the door.
That's true, because I guarantee you that polygamy will be the next thing that gets put on the table.
Yes,
because
sir.
There are women that says, hey, I can date, we two can date this guy.
Right.
And then I was reading something, and then one guy said, well, where's the girl that wants multiple husbands? Now, dude, if you with that, you with that. I saw that in the story too. I'm not down for it. I would rather have the two wives myself. Hey, you laugh. I done ask my wife that all the time. You think I'm lying? I bring her in here and she'll tell you. I done asked her a couple
Right.
times. I say, do you need somebody else to come in and help us with this marriage? I feel like she gonna kill me one day, but I do ask, Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. But it's
But
the
see,
truth.
and you know what? Check this out, Jack. If we gotta do this, if we gotta make laws for every time we feel a certain way, then why don't we just make a law that everybody, make $1 million? Why don't we do that and get everybody out of poverty?
True that.
Since we changing laws, now, now let's go ahead and just do it all the way through and through.
Yeah, but like you said, with the lottery. So they just had that big lottery, man, over 500 and something $1 million, where people just pulling out their pockets to put into this big pot. But just like you said, how come they couldn't take 500 and something $1 million where we all sit here scratching? We talked about tax and following the dollars, but now all of a sudden, somebody has 500 and something $1 million to give away. But if you take that and you break that down and you put it into the pockets of the people right now, with all of the inflation that's going on, how many people do you think spent over $100 trying to win?
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
So,
You're right.
yeah, everything has to change when you talk about this one. What you're saying is you're opening up a Pandora's box. By letting that open, here comes the next thing.
Yep.
How come you let this happen and now let me fight for this to happen for me? Because it's my belief. It's how I feel.
Look, watch this, Jack. Now, I'm gonna say this openly, because now, like you said in the beginning, here it is. All of these people, what they have done is they have been charged with major crimes and major time, and have done major time, all for having marijuana. But now that marijuana is legal, now what are you going to do? Are you going to expunge their record?
They still fighting for that. They are still fighting for that.
We can't look.
So the laws have changed, but still people are suffering from, and people have made billions of dollars.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
But it's still somebody that's sitting in jail for selling a couple of ounces of weed.
Yep. And not just a couple of ounces. There's drug lords that have made plenty of money. But now, here it is. Now the tables have turned, and all because we feel like we about to make some money. Now we make it a law. Now it's legalized. Come on, man. Now go ahead and expunge these people's record so that now that they can get a better job.
Let them go.
No, let these now. Again, this ain't popular. This ain't popular with everybody. Everybody ain't gonna agree. I get that. But at the same time, man, look, we are opening up some things that we ain't ready for.
We are.
We're opening up some doors that we ain't ready for it to be open.
Let this marriage don't work out, and I do decide to get married, I'm pushing for that polygamy bill, baby boy. I'm out there with my picket line. Come on, I need 2 of them. I don't want one on the next round, baby.
No way. Now look, my wife already commented. She was like, Tyrone better not ask me that question.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this. My sister came over here the other day and put my wife up on game. She said, look here, before that sucker leave you, you leave, and you leave him with the kids. I'm going to tell you, because she been married, I think, going on, 20 years now, 15? She said, hey, I'm going to tell you this. You walk out on that fool before he walk out on you. She told me that today.
Seriously, look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the live show. This is a little bit of a extended edition of the live show on Motivational Monday. And, here it is. We talked in the first half. We talked about privacy rights and all of those things, and then here in the second half, we're talking about marriage equality. Why should it be? Why should it be legal, or why should we be equal with same-sex marriages? Why should it be equal with people that they have an alternative lifestyle? And here it is. Look, I'm not about trying to crush nobody's dreams. I'm not about, trying to, do anything to anybody that's going to hurt them. But what I am saying is we have to be careful about the laws that we passing. If this is going to be a law, then guess what? You have to open the floodgates for everything to be okay. Oh, look, if that's the case, like I said, they need to go ahead and alleviate all of the drug charges that have been charged on these people that's doing time for marijuana. Because now the government said it's legal. Now you got to go back and now you have to rectify that and take all of them or expunge all of them charges. And so now again, people, we have to be careful. We have to really be careful of what we're doing. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm not, trying to look down on anybody. But what I am saying is, look, take a different approach. If this is what you want to do with your life, then do it. And then you're going to have to go by the same rules that apply to single people when they dating. Guess what? When you dating, you don't get the benefits, right? As a married person. So you have the same benefits as a single person. This ain't got nothing to do with I hate you. This ain't got nothing to do with, oh, he bashing. No, this ain't got nothing to do with that. This has everything to do with we're changing laws just for the heck of it. That's what we're doing. And I know, Jackie, you wanted to comment on some things, man. I'm gonna yield the floor to you.
I, you know, I hear what you're saying about the change in the laws, and it makes it a real sticky situation because I'm the type of guy, man, do what you do, but when these laws come into place, it makes it even harder because I know what they fighting for, but there's a lot of other things that got to get cleared up too.
Yeah.
So, it took a lot for people because they used to say, man, I'm in the closet. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It should not be a way for someone to have to feel like they putting themselves in the closet because people don't understand how they feel. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? We're not going to understand everything. I'm
Yeah.
one person that I'm not going to understand everything. The main thing I don't really understand is why white folks go messing with wild animals. You know what I mean? Until I can
Right.
get that concept down, then I'll probably figure out a lot of other stuff. But just like that guy who stuck his hand in that lion's, if I can't understand the concept of some people's thinking of why would they want to mess with a wild animal or try to tame a wild beast, then you have to think deeper on how this world moves.
Right.
Everybody wants control over something.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to have something. That's why we purchase homes to put ourselves in our boxes so we won't have to deal with other people's stuff. The person that can piss you off is your neighbor
Yeah.
because they're so close to you. So we
Yeah.
try to buy houses that we don't have to be so close to someone so we can do the things that we want to do.
Right.
So
True
with the
enough.
equality and the marriage equality, I'm on board because I feel like they have to go through a lot, man.
Yeah.
But the rights, the privacy, all of this leads into it. Privacy rights, they didn't have the same rights as everybody else, and they had to live a private life. You see what I'm saying? As a couple.
Yep.
So now they're fighting to be openly saying that, hey, but with a lot of that, it makes a lot of shift for the whole world. You see what I'm
Yes.
saying? And it comes quick to
Yeah.
where, hey, I'm agreeing on you can do what you want to do, but now the whole Disney clan has came to where they want to change the thinking of people's process.
Yep.
Everybody has had this process of thinking of, man, do what you want to do, but you don't have to put so much on us. And there's a flood of it right now.
Yep.
It's my only disconnect of it, man,
Yeah.
is so many other rights and so many issues that need to be addressed that they're not fighting for those at the same time. So I
Yeah.
can't, you know, until those is, hey, you standing there saying, hey, come on, man. I see people get shot in the street. Change the ways, change the banking systems, make sure that they can get loans just as well as I can get a loan. There's a lot of
Yes.
other stuff to fight for so we can all stand together. Then you can go into your house and do what you have to do.
Yeah.
You know, also the kid situation with that, man, is a little deep for me on that, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's touching.
Because
It's touching to me,
it
Jack.
is, because being a parent is a difficult dang on thing. And to me, I always say, everybody, you heard me say this before, just because you can have a kid doesn't mean you should have a kid.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And now they come with all this other technology of, you know, hey, my sister's going to carry my child for me and stuff like that. To me, that's still an emotional disconnect.
Yep. Yep.
You want to have a baby for the feeling of having a baby,
Yeah.
but at the same time, at any point in time, your mind can snap out and say, that's not my damn baby. I did not carry that baby for 9 months. You're
Yep.
not going to have that same love and feel for that baby as you was as a woman who carried that child for 9 months.
Right.
I've dealt with women who had children. And my thing was always, once this kid can say, I'm not your daddy, you're not my daddy, then there's a disconnect with me and that kid.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot that goes into it. And people don't place the psychology on a lot of stuff, man. A lot of people just moving through life, dog, like a rapid, they just moving through it.
Yeah.
No thinking, no pause. It took me a lot. It took me older to be like, man, damn, I would have did a lot of stuff differently. You know what I'm saying? I talked to my wife about some of the stuff. It's not that I'm trying to be down, but I'm like, man, if we would have managed our steps a little bit better, we probably would have been in the comfort zone, you know, instead of stress.
Same thing.
You see
Same
what I'm
thing.
saying? So I've been married going on, what, 10, 11 years now. So it's like, it's always a bump. Sometimes it's a disconnect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do say the things y'all think I'm not. I say these things to her. But that's why I say I'm glad she deals with me, Tyrone.
Right. Right.
Because she knows
Right.
I'm talking BS. You know what I'm saying? She
Right.
knows I'm probably am frustrated. But what I'm spilling out to her is my truths.
Right.
And I'm gonna still ride there. I'm not going nowhere. But if I don't sit here and say, yeah, I'm frustrated. Yeah, this was not my plan.
Right.
And if you can't hear me and say, all right, it wasn't your plan, but this is what we have. And that's what she says to me.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it brings me back to reality. And I see my kids and I manage through what I put on my plate.
Yep.
So a lot of people won't be able to do this, man.
I'm telling you, Jackie, for me, it is one of the most scary things that raising children, because children already have, you know, they're growing up, they're trying to find themselves. You as a parent are trying to instruct them in the right way. But then all of these outside sources have all kind of thoughts of the way that they think that life should be, and really should have no bearing on the way that you raise your child. But guess what? It does. Because
really does.
now in school, when you say, look, man, I believe that this should be a genderless school. You know, the girls can go in, you know, and if you feel like you a girl, then you can go in with girls. Come on, man. You setting up the world for chaos.
You setting up the world
Well,
for
I feel like if you a boy, you know, and you know, you feel like you a boy, then you can go in the boys' bathroom. No, man, it don't work like that. Because what you're gonna set up is you're gonna set up a pedophile mentality because little children don't know how to organize that in their mind. They still processing the world as it is.
Hey,
And
those
then for you to present that to them as truth is scrambling their mind even more on a
oh,
crazy level.
I am about to hit you with some real stuff. Those are people that don't have kids. Those are people that don't have daughters. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm about to tell you true stories. I thought I was a straight shooter and I never would have no girls. But I
yeah,
had two girls. And you know, when you growing up as a daddy, man, you shower with your babies, and you know what I'm saying? And now you watching your little girls grow up.
yeah,
And then, you know, past that 3 age, I got one that's 3 right now. And so if she walks in the bathroom and I'm peeing, I'm trying to tell her to get out
right.
because she sits down to pee and I stand up to pee. In her
Yeah,
mind, what's daddy? You feel what I'm saying?
yep.
And this
What's
is
that?
3. So I'm watching, man, my daughters. And if you're not watching and observing, you see what I'm saying? Because it's
Yeah,
going to be a change in the conversation. The puberty hits and all of that. And as a father, you got to guide and lead. With a girl and a boy is different. And like
yeah,
you said, I would never tell my girls to go into a boy's bathroom to use it.
yeah, yeah.
You had different utensils. Baby girl, you need to go ahead and do your private thing. The world is just opening up to too much more of saying, hey, this is good for everyone. When
No,
a lot of stuff,
no.
man, like you said, is a
What they have
Pandora's
done,
box.
Jack, what they have done is they have opened up Pandora's box. Now watch this. I'm gonna tell you like this. Don't no man have a cycle. He don't. He don't have a cycle where he bleeds. All right. That is a woman all day long. All right. Until she gets to a certain age. A young man does not have ovaries. Okay. He cannot carry a baby. All right. And actually, if people understand what carrying a baby is, a woman is actually right there between life and death when they give birth. That is the most strenuous, stressful part of their life. And and even though a lot of them have an easy time, some of them they ready to die because of the pain.
Hey, but you're right though. That's the closest birth is the closest thing to life and death.
Yeah,
Because on entering out of the womb, sometimes you have stillbirths.
yep,
You see what I'm saying? So
yep,
that baby did not have that opportunity to have life.
yep,
It was still in the womb.
yep,
That's woman experienced death in her womb.
yep.
It's like, man, I don't know. We deep. I don't want to go that deep, man. But it's the truth. That's the closest thing to death, man.
Man,
Damn, did I
I tell
freeze
you
up?
like this. We can
Oh,
stick on this topic for the rest of the night and try, but see, my thing is I'm not trying to convince anybody. What I'm saying is take another glance, another look at yourself and really understand the things that are being put in place. If they got to change one law, they're going to have to change them all. And then when it goes against what you believe for yourself or for your family, then what you gonna say? I'm so interested. I really am. I'm so interested to know what people are going to be thinking when they have to face a changing of the laws that is not going to be for their benefit. That's my mindset. What is going to be what is going to be your rebuttal? Are you going to like, well, I don't care, because then that means you're heartless and that you really ain't human. So I don't know why you would even want to be married to another human being if you are heartless. So again, man, we got to pay attention, man. We got to pay attention to what's going on. Look, not everything that's legalized on this earth is not, you can't dig into it. Just because they legalize marijuana doesn't mean it's good for you, right? Just because they legalize same-sex marriage don't mean that it's good for you. All right? Because guess what? It's not just for you, it's for your future. Then what is your future going to do? What are your grandkids going to do? What is your bloodline going to do? That's what I'm interested in. Because at the same time, your mindset that you have now, guess what? You're trying to trick yourself into accepting what is not acceptable. Now, we got to get out of here, y'all. I know we've been in here since 6 o'clock. Look, we appreciate you so much. We appreciate you so much for all of you that tuned in. Look, love this, comment, share it. Look, we're on YouTube. Go and subscribe. Go and subscribe on YouTube so that you can get all of the content. Go and not just subscribe, but also click on the notifications so that you can get all of the notifications for our live shows. But Jackie, any closing remarks that you have before we get out of here?
No, man, I just really appreciate everybody tuning in, commenting, staying with us. No, that's it, man.
Yeah.
Tell you the truth on that none of this is about bashing. None of it is. We're all just talking about equal rights and what's right and a coming to for everybody, man. It's nothing but love in our heart for all, truthfully, man. So that's all.
Definitely. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate all of you that joined us tonight. And look, this month is Mentor Month. We got a real powerful interview coming up on Wednesday. Y'all definitely not going to want to miss it. All right. Look, share, comment, love this, because again, we come in with information that's going to help you think your way out the box. Until next time, I'm Tyrone Brown Jr.
Jackie Roper Jr.
Man, it's been one, man. Motivational Monday. Have a great and safe evening. Blessings.